folks, welcome back. Jojo with you. You know, if there's one thing that I don't like to do as a car guy and a guy that deals with old cars a lot, that is work on my old tow rig. You know what I mean? I like to be able to hook the trailer up and go anywhere and pull back anything without issue. But eventually there comes a time when you have to work on your tow rig. I've been putting off doing some projects. I've been laid up at home with the COVIDs for a couple days here, so I'm gonna take my time and try to get through some of this stuff because if I'm doing other stuff, I just can't find the time, right? So what I have for my tow rig, here, I'll take you for a real quick tour. Come on over here and check it out. What I got for my tow rig is a 1992 GMC C2500. And I think it might have been on another episode one time. Of course, if you know me, if there's a lid, it has to be flipped, right? It's got a big block in it. It's fuel injected. What I did is in Illinois, where I live, I like to run the expanded antique vehicle plates. So I had to find a truck that was old enough to qualify for antique plates, but new enough that it had working air conditioning, cruise control, fuel injection, and an overdrive transmission, which all of this is equipped on this truck. This truck spent a lot of time pulling a travel trailer down south, so it's not terribly rusty. Of course, you know, cab corners have seen better days. I think the rear window, I hear, is a common problem on these. They leak, and then they'll rust from the inside out. You know, a pretty standard SLE package. It has power windows, power locks, cruise, air. It has a radio, but I think only one of the speakers works. Whatever, not a big deal. I only use it for truck stuff, right? So when I bought it, the guy I bought it from said, hey, you know, the transmission oil needs to be changed, because he just used it for truck stuff as well, you know. And I've had it for almost 2 years now, and I've never done it. I pulled a really heavy trailer, and then I pulled a couple cars around. I don't daily drive it, so it's not that big of a deal. So without further ado, why don't we get underneath the truck, and I'll get you set up, and we'll get to changing on the transmission fluid and filter. So I hate doing that because there's no frickin' drain plug on the transmission, and I don't care how careful you are, it's always the biggest epic mess ever, and I hate that. But what are you gonna do? It has to get done. Let's get under there and see what we can do, okay? All right, here we are under the truck. Yeah, I know, it sucks. And the lighting sucks, but whatever. And now that I finally decided to do this, my medicine must be wearing off because I'm feeling pretty crummy. So anyway, this truck is equipped with a 4L80E automatic transmission. It, in 92 was kind of, you know, the beginning of this GMT 400 deal, and there was a lot of freakazoid weird stuff going on. I don't know, man. I made sure it had a 4L80E before I bought it. I don't know how good they are. You know, it's the early style or whatever. People talk about lube problems and all that other stuff, but you know what? I mean, honestly, how often do I use the thing? You know, that's the kicker, right? So I wish I knew a TIG welder or had the ability to TIG weld myself, because I would totally put a drain plug in this. We're gonna drop the pan, get the, you know, make a huge epic mess, and then we'll get to pulling the filter off and cleaning the pan. Hopefully there's not a 10 pounds of clutch material in there. I don't know. The truck's got like 160 something thousand on it. The guy I bought it from had it for like 10 years, and he was a mechanic that had a shop, so he was actually taking pretty good. I think he changed the transmission oil on it twice. So it doesn't leak really bad. That's all engine oil, right? So I'm hoping after I get done with it, it also doesn't leak. So, all right, let me get my gloves, my safety glasses, and let's get after it, right? All right, we are back. I'll start by removing the rear bolts. Hopefully it's got enough nuts to take these off. Yeah, right. I think I need to upgrade my impact situation. Just not feeling the whole DeWalt scene lately. Ooh. Loosen them all by hand, I guess. Let me get an extension before I blast my knuckies on that hog. Yeah. Oh, the other thing about these doing trans services is I don't understand why they can't put like a little lip in the cross member so the fluid doesn't go everywhere. It sucks. All right, that should be all of them loosened by hand. Now let's see if we can make the biggest mess ever. I'm glad you'll be along for that. I'll tell you something right now, if I get oil in my hair or grease, I will go home. Well, I'm already home, I guess, but still. I'll be even more upset than I already am. Okay. So to try to control the impending disaster mess, we're going to let it drip out of the back. I guess hindsight being what it is, I should have jacked up the back so the transmission was level. And then I could have let it drip out the front and drip all over the Y pipe, you know. So those there will leave a little, we'll leave a little loose, not back them off all the way. And then I'll pry against this here. I don't know if you guys can see that. Yeah, I think you can. I don't know. Oh yeah. Oh. Uh-oh. Did you guys see that? She broke free. Oh, it's in there. I can see it. Ooh. It's the least favorite part of doing this. Frick. Boy, it must have been really low. Oh. Oh, yeah. I mean, it's dark. And it's burnt. The other thing we don't want to do is like pry on the... We don't want to pry too much on the upper lip of the pan there, right? Because that'll distort it and then we will leak. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh man. Well, I mean, oh, the hair. I mean, hey though, you know, hey, you know, could have been a lot worse. Now the biggest part is getting it off. Getting the pan all the way off. Getting it off. You know what I mean? See here? I'm like holding it like I'm delivering a pizza to a hungry family on a Friday night. Oh yeah. Look at that. Oh. Hey, I'll tell you what. This has to be one of the cleanest trans pan drops I've ever done. You know what I mean? Hey, I'll tell you what too, dude. I'm gonna tell you something. Let me tell you something. Viewers at home, Daryl Nation. Hey, look at that pan, huh? Look at that pan. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Let's get this hog on the bench. I think we got a really, really good, healthy transmission here. I really do. All right, well, you know what? While we're still under here, and we haven't totally made a huge epic mess yet, let's take the filter off. Oh, and we'll look in that too. We'll bring it up to the bench. Let's bring it all up to the bench. All right, look at that, huh? That is not bad. I was expecting to see just curly cues of shavings in there, but I am pleasantly surprised. I finally won one, you know? Here's our filter. Just like I said, this truck has 162,000 miles on it, at least on this dash cluster, right? Who knows what it really has. I think that's actual mileage though, because you think, right? You pull a camper down south, it sits, right? Then you pull a camper up north in the summer and it sits. So, and some old dude, right, had it as well. So, you know, oh, I drove it, you know, he takes a Crown Vic to church on Sunday. He doesn't drive the truck, you know. But yeah, look at the pan, huh? Look at that. Not bad. Little bit. I mean, you know, to be expected. You should have seen the trailer I pulled last summer. Yeah, it was last summer. I put all the contents of my house in a 24-foot enclosed race hauler and pulled it with that truck. Totally untested, didn't even, I checked the oil and that's it. The manifolds were so freaking hot, you could probably have stuck a screwdriver through them by the time I got here. And it was July, it was hot, but the truck did it. Of course, I did work the manifold and crack it, the exhaust manifolds, and I think I might have screwed up the intake manifold too. But hey, we didn't smoke the trans, right? So, all right, cool. Let me get this all cleaned up. Hey, post a comment. Have any of you guys had the COVIDs? Here, the year is 2022. It is pretty far through the year. What is it? Is it no? September. It's the end of September. Man, we did pretty good for as long as we held out. But Wolfpack started school back up, you know. Had to have picked it up from school and drug it home. My whole Wolfpack's down. Arlette's down. We're all down. But way she goes, right? So, man, yesterday I was just beat. Today, I'm beat. But not as bad as yesterday. So, we could just make it one more day, get us in the weekend, you know, then we can hopefully, you know, keep doing my vitamin C and all that stuff. Ketosis is the key. Keeps your blood sugar so low that the COVIDs can't, you know, wreak havoc. They just kind of are like, whoa, this dude's a superhuman. We better move on. So, you know, dude, I am so happy to not see chunkage in here, man. I was really, really worried about that chunkage. Oh, and for you at home, you people at home, I did not buy a Wix because the Wix filter also was made in Taiwan. So, and it was the same media, the felt. So, you know, take it for what it is. I would normally buy a Wix, but the quality for triple the price, I couldn't justify spending the extra money. So we went with the Power Torque. So yeah, you know, we're all about torque here, so we're good there. Yeah, we're good with that. All right, see you in a few. All right, we are back. I let that 3-bond set up for like a half hour or so, and then I hit it with the heat gun. It's finicky old stuff, but you know, what are we gonna do? All right, give her another little wipey wipe. Okay. There. Ooh. A couple of these babies started. One thing about this COVID, you think you're fine, then all of a sudden, you're not fine. It's weird. The whole thing is weird. I don't know. We'll do the crisscross applesauce on this. 8 foot-pounds isn't very much. It's like, click. There it is. Click. Click. There. It's gotta be 9. Let's put 18. I don't know what day it is. I have no idea. Alright, let's fill it up and see what happens. Watch for leaks. I would assume that it would take that whole thing, this whole thing, 4 quarts, 1 gallon. Oh yeah. I mean, there's some on the stick now, right? So let's fire it up and see where we're at. Now, when this truck starts up, it revs real high. And I'm gonna get into that on my next video on this thing. So just don't, I know there's a problem with it, but I think I figured it out, and I'll show you later if you tune in to the next one. Let's crank it up. Well, shoot, folks. Can you hear that blend door clicking? Blend door actuator? Yeah. Guess what you won't be seeing a video on? Yeah. That'll pretty much do it with the 4L80E transmission service on my old tow pig here. So, like I said, I hate working on my tow vehicle, but man, I really, really, really would hate if it broke down when we were towing something home. You know, a really cool project for all you guys to see online. That would really be a bummer if this thing broke down amidst doing something fun. So you don't have to like it, you just have to do it sometimes. So if you like what you're seeing, you know, obviously like, subscribe, and share. And if you got any questions about an old truck like this, I'll do my best to answer them. Or if you have any comments, like you've come across a weird throttle body, early 90s, big block runnability problem that that you figured out, you know, years ago that I'm not aware of, you know, put it in the comments. Let me know what you think. Most of the information I found on this particular drivetrain setup has not been as much on a Whoa. It hasn't been as much on a C20 or a C2500 as a P30 chassis. A lot of the information I've gathered from this engine and transmission setup has been from motorhomes, because the P30 chassis of this vintage would have had this exact same, you know, engine and transmission setup. So there's that too. Anyway, I appreciate you guys watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Oh, and also, if you can't be good, you know, go ahead and be good at it, right? All right. Thanks again. Bye now.